This is the radio station where we give real live game, real live.
It's not too many niggas dropping shit like this, but very few niggas stomp down on the bitch. Step back to reality, get up off that bullshit. Stop spreading lies by the nigga on the internet. You know how we do it.
That being in my brain, you dig? But this radio show gonna be one that's probably needed due to the fact that we got a lot of shootings and killings and stuff that's going on here in the urban streets, and even in the burbs, man. I'm looking from the pencil sharpener. So this is we're gonna touch a lot of bases in this radio show. I mean, this is gonna be one of the livest ones probably that we done had so far since we've been back.
A minister is someone that brings knowledge, minister to others, to break yoke, to free people, to show how to aspect yourself to power. And that's my calling. That's my calling, to minister to my people. And my people cross color lines. My people, anybody that's thirsting for knowledge and want life experience or something greater than where they at right now in life.
That's right, and believe it or not, I use my father for it too, right today. For the, if all y'all don't know, I'm not only did I wanted to have this interview, but I'm also having this interview because some people think they know people, and they try to create. So I said, you know what, sometimes before a person can tell a lie, sometimes it's best to give them the real and the truth, so that way they can have a chance, say, oh, maybe I won't just tell a lie, So we having a good interview today, but we're gonna start out with my father's, because like I say, this is finna be some game y'all finna get. Y'all finna get some knowledge, you know what I mean? So if you got some popcorn, pop you some popcorn. You got whatever you got your blunt, smoke your blunt, whatever it is. We live. Hey, Dead, I'm gonna address my father by Dead out of respect while we online. You know what I mean? But hey, Father, I want you to tell him, a little bit about you growing up and in Chicago.
Sure, son. Let me take you back to the early 60s. I was one of 5 born to my mother's birthday in the housing project on Chicago West Side. They called it the Village. As anyone knows, back in the 60s, it was a lot of civil rights issues. A young black mother on welfare, doing her best. And at an early age, you hang out with the big boys, doing little minor things. Then you find yourself growing to a fist fight, one building against another building. And I was a very young man. I was a peewee, what they call village disciple. At the age I got involved in gang activity at the age of 8 years old. And from that point on, my life took a turn for the better, but a turn for the worse. And the reason why I say a turn for the better, because I'm here today, and my experience, I use that to help others and to show everyone that no one's trapped due to the circumstances they are born up under.
Right.
We all can reach up those. So my mother was blessed. She married a man that took good care of, and we moved into a dominant white community on the Chicago West Side. That time was a Italian community. We went through a lot of racial hatred because we was one of the first blacks on that block in that community. And went to a school where we had to fight, and the Black Panther Party used to come and walk us home out the white community into our own community, and so forth. And from that, gang activity. And that's where I found my home. young blacks, you know, gangs fulfill a family that you seem like you couldn't accomplish in real life. When you become a gang member, that gang becomes your family. Your oath is to one another. And we share secrets, and wherever we did, we did, and we took it, you know, most of us took it to the grave. I was fortunate enough to continue to grow into the political arena.
Hey, Diddy.
A young man. Yes.
Not to cut you off, but I want to kind of explain to them what made y'all start the gang in y'all neighborhood and where y'all was going to school. There, what made y'all even start that? Because you know I understand you. They listened to you saying y'all went to an all white community, but what and y'all was fighting against the white people. Kind of explain this to the public so they can kind of hear how it even started.
The gangs, how they started.
Well, how y'all started?
Because we was in a middle class neighborhood, so they come over, they take their coats, their clothes, and you know, rob them and do what the people do. And what we decided to do in my community was not to allow that. Don't let no one from the other community come over there and wreak havoc on us and our friends. That me being from the housing project, I was able to go back to the housing project and get some support from the housing project. And that's where we birthed a gang called the Hot Spring Gangster.
Okay.
And it was really formed to protect ourselves from outsiders.
Right.
That was the purpose of it at the beginning.
Contrary to what gangs is now, a lot of gangs are being used for other than protecting or keeping peace and keeping things cordial. You know what I mean? Chicago was a city that's been working with gangs since the 60s and the 70s. Why? Because they know when it's time to get the streets cordial or it's time to calm down certain types of problems, they would actually go to those leaders and stuff to solve those problems. You know what I mean? And doing the extent in the gang life, and what after doing that, what direction did you decide you wanted to take your life after at what age and stuff?
Well, you know, at the age of 15, I formed, my own mob and whatnot. And what happened in that gang activity, one day just writing a paper on the community and how they had neglected our community. At one time, there was street sweepers, empty the trash. I mean, they were really taking care of the upkeep of the community. Then once it turned black, the upkeep of the city commitment toward that community wasn't quite there. So I wrote a flyer about this, and I happened to meet Representative Ike Sims. He brought me in through a man named Chester Gray, was a precinct captain, took me in, and I realized that you have power in numbers. So as a young man, I started working with Ike Sims and using the gangs to pass out literature, to get people registered to vote, and that was a good way to cover my gang activity.
Right.
I realized that I had some type of protection with the state representative at where I can call if I needed, if I got arrested, I was in trouble, I was able to use that leverage to keep myself from being bounced around from jail to jail.
Right.
Because as a gang leader, anytime when they cannot find who's doing the shooting, they arrested you. So I got got arrested a few times about things I didn't do because of my position in the gang. So that's what happened. We left from gangs to, you know what gangs do. They sell drugs, they do extortion. Gangs do a lot of things. I'm not claiming to do any of those things, but I'm just talking about the activity of gangs. Prostitution, everything come with gangs.
Right. What age did you decide that you wanted to leave the gang activity and and change your life?
Well, I don't see anything. I realized that road was leading a lot of my friends to the cemetery, incarceration, one that many people don't talk about, but in a wheelchair.
Right.
And I felt like I had to find a better way. And the age was around when I really started getting involved in the political arena. I think I was in my early 20s when I really, got my feet wet and actually started playing a more role and just register people to vote, putting up flyers, passing out flyers. Started actually learning the screws and the bolts of the political arena. How to run a campaign, how to canvass a neighborhood, how to register votes, how to put together fundraisers and other forms. And when you're getting ready for a political campaign, the first one was with a friend of mine that was running for state representative, Chester L. Blair, ended up being the first black president of the Cook County Bar Association, which is the second largest bar association at that time in the United States. So that's me, son. I love the political arena. I love the mind games. I love being able to feel protected and realize that, once you get into that circle and meeting people, you learn to expand your way of thinking.
Right.
You learn that it's a trap for black youth, and very few of us learn how to make it.
Right.
And that's one of the most important things right now. I want to show young blacks that you don't have to end up in that slab with a tag on your toe. That life is good.
That's right. That's right, man. That's right. And the biggest question is, because I put a picture up on Facebook, right? A lot of people want to know, how could you come from being in the streets, gang banging, and then going from there to being able to get a job working for the government? How was you able to do that?
What had happened, I had many trainings as a security officer. I also worked for Arlington Heights Racetrack. I was on the money detail, and that's a special unit that moved money from the racetrack to different parts of the racetrack. So from there, I got trained at the Arlington Heights Police Department and Arlington Heights Fire Department. I went on to security institution, learn retail, learn bodyguard working, and other aspects of security, home security and whatnot. And from that, my interest began to grow. And when I moved to California, one day I was working at McDonnell Douglas to make airplanes, and I was a security officer there. Made good money for a short time, and I seen an ad in the paper. And due to my political background, I had worked for the first black mayor of Chicago. I ran the 27th Ward as a coordinator for him up under State Representative Arthur Turner. I worked for many state reps, many aldermen. So that was my thing. I went out, I put in for the job. Something inside me told me this is for you. It was working up under the Department of Defense. I worked for the Space Division as a law enforcement officer. And also worked at Fort MacArthur doctor in San Pedro, California. But when I put out for the job, son, I just felt like I wasn't going to hold myself back for things that I wanted in life due to my past. I had nothing to lose. I was doing security work, so I put out for the job, and the job demanded that you had some type of, college degree. So what they did was they used my background in the political arena as my degree. And I went out for the job. I got it. I went through the academy. I passed it. And, I never thought in 1,000 years that I would be carrying a badge and a gun.
Right,
and that I was in the law enforcement. That was nothing that I ever... It was something I wanted to do, but I never thought that I could do it due to my background.
And that's what I wanted to say. Kind of explain to the people, because even though you had first got the job, you actually had to go back and refight for your job. Tell them what happened. Tell them, you mind explaining that kind of to them, just to let them know how they'll try to hold the black man back, but how you fought to be in the position you want to be in?
Right. At that time, I think that was right before you guys came out there to stay with me. I went out and they found out about my background. Of course, I've been arrested more than you should for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Most of my charges was, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Over 20-something times. At that point, they fired me because of my background. I took them to court. The court was Department of Defense judge like you go before, and I fought for my job because my position was I'm qualified for this job. What I did as a young man should not hinder me for taking care of my family and being able to be a man and suit the lifestyle that I'm qualified to live. So I took them to court. I had no representative like attorney. I represented myself. And ain't no court procedures. I watched what the federal government, how they were introducing evidence against me. And when my turn was to speak, I just followed their lead. And in doing so, I remember they talk about me lying on my application, not telling the truth about all my arrested. So my position was I ran out of space. So I only put down a couple of arrests, and the rest of them I never put down. But what I did do, son, I did write down all my arrests, and I kept it in a folder. So one day while on work, my supervisor, before I lost my job, he came to me and told me, is there anything that I would like to talk to him about my past? And at that time, I gave him my complete part of the application. So the argument in court was that I deceived them. I withheld my background for them. In doing so, I falsified my application, so that was the reason for a termination. My position was that the application did not have enough space for me to fill in all the arrests. My other position was that I knew that if I did, I would never have the opportunity to work that job, and I wanted to have a chance to have a conversation about my future. So that was my position. I did not feel that I was being deceitful. I did feel that if I did give them my whole background, I would never get past go with applying for such a job. Right. So I would have my record until I got the job and I was confronted with it. And I went to court. By the grace of God, the judge ruled in my favor, and I returned back to work. During the time, the court procedure, they kept me working, but they took away my police powers, and I wasn't able to carry a weapon. And I really pretty much did office, off work and whatnot until after the case.
Right.
I got the job back, and I don't feel that no man should be handcuffed to his past. I believe that we all deserve second, fourth, and 10 chances in life. And I was not going to let my past stop me from reaching my goal in life and providing for my family.
That's right.
This is to everyone that have a past that seems to be hopeless for your future. Don't buy into that lie. Go after what you want in life and trust there's a power greater than us can move things and make things happen in your behalf.
Mm-hmm. That's
but
right.
You must prepare yourself. You get the training, you must get the knowledge, and you must believe in what you're doing. Because if you don't believe in you, how can you convince anyone else to believe in you and to take chances with you?
That's right. Man. That's right. Hey, man. Hey, look, if y'all don't understand a cold story like this, man, how a person can remove themselves from certain situations and put themselves in another, and man, I'm gonna be for real. I'm a person, and I look up to my father. You know what I mean? I look up to him because I do understand, where he came from, how he was raised, and and where he was able to take himself. You know what I'm saying? Even after, even after you quit his job, he went right into being, the teaching people and the counseling people and the going to schools and talking to people and teach people, and I sit back and I watch my father and I'll be like, wow, he brave, you know what I mean? And you know what? I see myself in the future doing the same thing, being able to go to schools and talk to children and kids and enlighten them and especially when you done been through different levels of life. See, a lot of people in life don't have accomplishments. You know what I mean? So and when you in life, it's not about what you're doing. It's about accomplishing what you're doing. Having accomplishments in your life, saying you did this, can say you did that, can say you did that. And then not only say accomplishments, but can take your accomplishments and give people understanding to these accomplishments so people can know that you could do the same thing too. It's a lot of kids growing up in the ghettos right today that feel like they don't have no hope at all. They don't have no hope. Their mind is stuck in no hope. But guess what? I know for a fact my father can go to any ghetto, any hood across America and talk to young kids and straighten out these children's lives and give them some real knowledge that they can use and let them know that don't ever feel like your life is over with. I don't even care if you're 20. My father said he was in his early 20s when he started getting into the politics. So, they got us thinking, 18, you done. It's over with. You can't do anything with your life. You're fucked. But we found out that was a lie when we went to war with Iraq. When they started letting niggas with felonies on their background sign up and go to the army and go to war. That's when we learned that 18 was a lie. You can actually still be something in life. You feel what I'm saying? And the reason why it's good that we going through the stages so y'all can understand how a person can remove themselves and position themselves in life to conquer different goals. Hey, after you did the work as you said a federal officer, what did you do? What you do after that? What did you take yourself after that?
What I found out in that working in that field, head that the police can put up on cock pistols at your head, put you in cuffs, and now you find yourself in a patrol car driving around. You realize it's a sobering moment. You realize, wow, I was the one that when I seen the patrol car pull up got nervous with the weed or whatever I was dealing, whatever I was doing. Now I'm on the other side. So it made me compassion toward people that I interact with. Because I really believe that if more our people was involved in law enforcement, it wouldn't be all this negativity with with the police department and the black community. You know, one way we can solve that issue is being a part of the problem. So what I went on to do, once I left that field, I went on to start my own business. I opened up 3-4 different little business, and I started an organization called Mr. B Production. We were lifestyle speakers, and the reason we was not motivated speakers and lifestyle speakers, I chose that title because of the various lifestyles I had lived. My lifestyle as a gangbanger, my lifestyle as a pimp, my lifestyle as a dope dealer, my lifestyle as in the political arena, my lifestyle of working on the docks, my lifestyle of doing security work and becoming an officer. So that organization, Mr. B Production, we opened up office in Vancouver, Canada, Seattle, Washington, Los Angeles, and Chicago. And what we did, we trained people from the community that they came from. We trained them how to open up a speech, to give the meat of the speech, and to close it out. We taught young men how to go back in that same community that they came out of. Because, see, that way you're not a liar, you're not a phony. People know you. They know your past. They know where you came from. They know what you made of. So when you tell someone something, it carries weight. So I found it very important to get the people from their own community and train them and send them back in the community and showing people that you can change your life. You don't have to surrender. That you can have anything that the next man had. But if you don't believe that, and if you don't set yourself up for a better life,
that's right.
Somewhere you have to start getting away from that lifestyle and start investing in a new life. If you don't invest in a new life, you're bound to the old life.
That's right.
And investing in a new life, see, what is that? It's learning about you, first of all.
That's
learning
right.
about what you would like to do. What do it take to do what you would like to do? What you have to prepare yourself for. If you're going to be a mason, you need to learn about cement, about tools, and how putting a mason from feathercraft to a master mason. What's the different positions? Where did you start? So we want to give young men tools so they can go back and accomplish their dreams in life. Because your dream is not a dream, it's your destiny. But you need to take that dream and manifest that dream into a reality. Most of us think the dream is just a dream. No, that dream is you.
That's right.
If you claim it,
For real.
wise counseling, you can't achieve anything.
That's for real. For real, man. You preaching. I was gonna let you finish preaching. Hey, you preaching, man. Hey, I didn't really tell you the full extent of why, but we did an interview. It's a little social media site. He had your picture posted up there with a white guy on there, and he said that the white guy was a United States attorney. But I wanted to ask you, who is the white dude you standing next to in the picture? It's on your Facebook page. It's a tall white dude with a suit on. You right next to him.
Well, first of all, I deal with Asians, black, anyone that have something or someone type of business I can use. A tall white guy, the only thing I could come to mind right now is the guy that just won the office for Illinois State Treasurer.
Illinois State Treasurer.
I was with Alderman,
You say he
Illinois State Treasurer. He just won the office. He came by the Alderman office, and I introduced myself to him. We had a little light conversation. I also had pictures with blacks, you know, the Secretary of State, Jesse White.
Right, Jesse White.
I also had pictures with many people. So,
right.
I mean, my circle ain't to one corner.
Hey, mine ain't. That's right. That's right. That's right. Especially, you know, what a lot of people don't understand is when you growing in the world, and you have to be able to deal with everybody around you. You know what I mean? You can't just leave yourself secluded. Like I was raised in the hood. I was raised in Chicago, but I learned how to elevate my mind to be able to do business with Asians and whites and Africans, blacks, every race. That's the only way you're gonna be successful out here, man. If you can't brush shoulders with different races, peoples, and learn different things, man, you're gonna shorten your knowledge. You're gonna shorten your wisdom. You're gonna shorten your education. You're shortening your life, man. Your life can be so much longer and so much bigger if you open your brain. You know what I mean? Network. You know, network. You know what I mean? That's what it's really about. Hey, don't go nowhere real quick. I'm finna play one song real quick. We're gonna come right back so we can go ahead and wrap it up, man. I got a couple more questions that I know the public want me to ask, and I'm gonna ask when I come back. Don't try to go nowhere. This your boy G Gov THA Governor, Church. This your boy G Gov THA Governor. Can't hate you, chain chainers. That was Fresh Boy AT, Mannequins. Man, he signed to the promotion company too. You know, we self-housing everything in, man. We ain't letting nothing out. We in-housing everything. Chuch Radio bump our music, man. Hey, man, I got my father on the phone, Warren Barconia, a.k.a. King Face. He moved on for that name, went back to Diddy, just for everybody, just for the record, how many Warrens are there?
About 4
He said you created many.
One enough for the universe. You know, we have to put some more out there. About 4.
He said spread us throughout the U.S. Hey, man. And R.I.P. to our brother, man, to my brother, man, you know, we lost him back in 2000, you dig. But, hey, man, you know, hey, man, we got 4 minutes left for the show, man, just to kind of wrap it up, man. You know, tell these people, give them something they can live on. Give them some game. The last 3 minutes of the show is yours. You can just give them the game like you want to give it to you, how you would give it to them.
Roger that. Okay. Let me speak on a picture of me on internet. Folks, we cannot continue to allow people to play with our mind. We had to not only understand what's going on around us, we had to understand it. And we had to realize that there's so many people, when they see pictures of black men with white folks, they get nervous and they use it to play mind games. If you don't know other races, I'm telling you, you need to. You got to develop yourself. You must learn from different points of view. So it's very important that we don't go for the okie doke in life. That we continue to realize it's not what you go through, but it's how well you come out of it. Because in everyone's life, we're going to go through some moments that we don't feel like there's no way out. But it's a way out. There's always another level, a higher level. But you have to see yourself there. You have to believe that you have the ability to overcome. We cannot surrender to our circumstances. We must believe in tomorrow. Because, see, when you make it for your kids and and for everyone that's watching you, because they learn how to fight through their parents. They learn a behavior of surrender through their parents, of fear through their parents, or they learn how to meet the challenge of each day and do better, never surrender. 2002, I was given a death penalty of 1 year to live. Right today, I'm in the best shape I've ever been. We cannot surrender to our circumstances. And to everyone that hears me, believe me, you're not who you are today. It's just the circumstance you're in today. You can always climb and put yourself in a better position in life. Do that for all the family members, for your kids to see that my daddy went through that, my mama went through that, but they overcome it. When they see that you can do it, guess what? They'll do it.
That's
because
right.
It's a bloodline.
That's right.
It's a belief that you can do it.
90 seconds.
That's right. Hey, one last question. I know this gonna be a stunning question. Going through living your life and then looking at my life, you know what I mean? And this is a true answer, honest. How do you feel about the path that I chose to live, as far as my life?
Well, I am not a judgmental person. Your path.
60
is your
seconds.
Path. But I know, this is what I'm going to say to you. I know that where you at today is not where you're going to be tomorrow. I see a path for you, but that's something you have to see inside yourself. But I think what you're going through is necessary for you where you need to go in life, and for you to be some type of.
That's right. That's right.
I think it's training for what's called.
That's right. And that's the preach. You dig? Hey, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in to Chuch Radio. This is the end of the show, man. If y'all want to see this again, come back, log on, Blog Talk Radio. It'll be uploaded to YouTube. No reproduction of this without unauthorized. Church.